YouTube, what's up? It has been a while since I've uploaded some footage, but I wanted to get back with you guys, starting out my prep for USAPL Nationals. I've been busy, but it's all been good stuff. MyoBrain's kind of blowing up right now, so new clients, doing seminars, school's about to start up, so can't complain with all that stuff going on. In this first video, here's a general layout of what my week looked like. So you see I kind of have a high volume session earlier in the week with both squat and bench, then a high intensity session later in the week, and then kind of some speed technique work with some EMOMs and controlled rest periods in between. So I'll give you more detail as we get going with all this stuff, and I'll probably make a longer video of my whole entire sets and rep scheme. But right now, I'll kind of show you guys some of the highlights of my week. You'll notice one thing, I put sessions one, like I'll put session 1, session 2, as opposed to like days, because the way my schedule is right now, again, it being summer and me being 100% self-employed, sometimes I'll actually do 2 sessions in a day, so I can actually end up training maybe like 7, 8, 9 times in a week. It's kind of having smaller sessions. So for example, on this first day of the week, this is a upper body volume session. So I'm bench pressing 10s here for about 65%. I think this is around 200 or 205. So what I'll do here, again, to kind of keep the sessions a little bit shorter, I'll do my, say, 5 sets of 10 on bench press, then do some flies, do some pull-ups, and then I'll just go, eat, whatever, do the rest of my day. Maybe I'll hit this first session at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and later I'll come back in the PM and do my heavy volume squat training. So again, then I'll just like squat, maybe some Bulgarian split squats, and maybe some abs. So again, a lot of my sessions are only maybe 2, 3, 4 exercises, and maybe only taking me about an hour to hour and 30 minutes. But if I try to do 5 sets of 10 on bench, 5 sets of 10 on squats with a few accessories, that session is going to take me 2.5, 3 hours from just warming up to full cooling down. It's just going to take a long time. So it's a little bit easier to manage when I break them up into sessions. So again, I'll probably end up training between 5 to 7 to even 8 times per week, just in kind of smaller sessions when I need to. So yeah, in general, all the stuff's been going pretty well. Only thing that didn't go well this first week of prep was deadlifts. Had some back issues right after my speed technique work, which definitely isn't good because the volume, the load's very light. But I think it's pretty minor, and with some technique changes, I should be fine. But deadlifts haven't been feeling generally awesome the past few training sessions or past few weeks at all. So that's going to be one lift I'm really going to need to dial in going into nationals. These are just some 10s here. I don't think I felt really good on this day. That it's being 100-something degrees here in Oklahoma, and we don't have air conditioning in these gyms. I'm training at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Trying to do 10 rep back squats is just not fun. So I think this is just like 300, 310, something like that. But yeah, I'm going to be in the 83 kilo division, 83 kilo class for USAPL Nationals. Body weight's right around, so 83 kilos is 182.8 pounds. My body weight's right around 181, 182, so I'm pretty much right where I need to be. I'll probably try to gain about a pound in the next 12 weeks, but again, that's just, a milkshake here or there. So I'm pretty much right where I need to be with my body weight, which is really good because I can kind of not really worry about losing weight going into this meet. Just train really hard, make sure my calories and protein are where they need to be, and I'll be fine going in. Be a robot and just crank out the repetitions, which is ultimately what you should be doing with your every minute on the minute work. Then my 4th session here calls weak points. So again, none of the main movements I'll be doing this day. None of the big 3 I'll be doing this day. So this is actually going to be a lot of front squatting, overhead pressing, dips, maybe even some arm work, some other delt work like lateral raises. Kind of picking up the spares with the powerlifting training, leaving some holes. So again, it's about right in the middle of my week. If I'm doing like 7 sessions, I'll have kind of 3 powerlifting sessions and these kind of accessory work here. Front squats have been going really well. This was, I'm not sure what that is, maybe 205 or something, not crazy heavy. But I think I worked up to 235 for a beltless 6, which is pretty good. And what did I hit yesterday? 270 for 5, I think, in my final set. So I'm using percentage work on my front squats, but I think my training max is only like 315 or something, just because I want to make sure my technique's really good. I know I can do more than 315 with a belt, but I want to make sure that I'm really kind of staying as vertical as possible. My front rack has been such a challenge for me recently, and these don't look super awesome compared to what I had this week. When you guys see my 11-week out training, my front rack was really, really good. I'm actually going to put out a video of one of my favorite exercises I stole from Dmitry Klokov on how to improve your front rack and really show overall lat flexibility and maybe a little bit tricep flexibility. So having fun there with the front squats, though. I think those are a very underrated exercise for powerlifters, especially for upper back trap development, which can be really helpful for the deadlift. And then also some humbling overhead press. Again, since I've done powerlifting and really tried to push my bench press up, I've been very just inconsistent with overhead pressing because I've been bench pressing 3 to 4 times per week. And again, you can't just do more of everything. So my overhead press is pretty weak right now. I think I was just working up to maybe 115 for a set of 10 there, or a set of 8, something like that. Then we kind of have the fun sessions for me. So these are the traditional strength sessions. Same thing here. Again, I'm just really doing, on these sessions, pretty much just doing the main movement. So I may just do 5 sets of 5 on bench press and go home. So sessions are a little bit quicker when I break them up this way. So this was 225 with 75%. And then on my 5th set was a plus set, which you're seeing right here. So again, this is a plus set, as many reps as possible, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to really push to an RPE 9, 9.5, probably closer to a 9, considering I don't train as a spotter most of the time. So I still kind of want to leave a rep in the tank with bench press, of course, and really even with squat and deadlift. No real need to push to failure even on your plus sets, but it does give you a good gauge of where you're at. With 75% AMRAP, it's a little bit fishy with the 1 rep max calculator and all that stuff. But again, it's just kind of fun, and it's another way to train hard with those plus sets. I was pretty happy with that. 225 for 9. I believe that's an all-time PR pause at 225. Then this was, I think, the next day. I don't think I actually did this on the same day. So I think the next day here, I did 4 sets of 5 at 60 or 75% for squats. These felt pretty good. I actually, during this week, I know this set doesn't look very good, but the last set does. I moved my belt I moved my belt out a notch because it kind of just felt like it was suffocating me a little bit when I was above 180. And now it feels a little bit loose, honestly, unless I have a really largest meal right before I train. So I'm going to kind of have to find that sweet spot with my belt. I squatted today. It felt a little bit hard to get pressure there. But I think once I just get a good pre-workout meal consistency in, I'll be fine. Maybe get a little bit fatter. That will help too. So this is my last set of the week, guys. Again, so this is the 12-week out footage. This is also an all-time PR for me, 375 for 10. My forearms were numb. I kind of wanted to quit here, but I'll leave you guys with this footage. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Again, I'll be putting out...
Say, I would say, see, go, but I never gave